All right, Spreaker, we are up. We are live. The line is open. The line is open. I want to welcome all those that take time to check us out on Spreaker, as well as those that, especially those that take time to check us out on the app. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that the app is worth the time. So if anybody got any comments about the app, if you're having any issues with the app, please let us know. You know what I'm saying? You can post up. You can get on Gye-Nyame Journey Live. Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook and let us know if you like it. Or you can just text me at hitim@gyenyame.journey.com. Alright, so the black signal has just went out. So let me go on first for the Spreaker family. Post up the number. Call in at 614-556-4535. Alright, so let's start on. Let's go live on Facebook so we get this popping off. Let's go. Let's click on this one here. Alright, y'all. Great day, great day. Snooze. 7 days remaining. 7 days. Reconnect. Facebook will disconnect and reconnect. Don't disconnect. Want to reconnect. There we go. I gotta get permissions on my Hootsuite so I keep things rolling. But y'all know how we do it. Get your glass. Get your water. At least we're gonna start the day off right. We don't know how it's gonna end, but we can start it off right? We can start off in a positive way. Done. Alright, cool. Let me click done. Let me stop showing me. Alright, once again they showing me the changes that they are not allowed to do on my, like, nobody want to hear that. No, you know what I'm saying? After you paying all this money, I'm paying all this money, and I might have to go and get rid of Hootsuite because they, they can't do what they used to do. I mean, it's still a lot of stuff, but I'm not understanding a lot of the functions. But like I said, that's what we got young people for, because there's some young person out there in our community that understand applications like Hootsuite and setting up apps and stuff like that could really help us move into another level. So I want people to know that the lines are open. Call in at 614-556. What's the last four, Sash?
4535.
4535. The babies know it. You should know it too. So y'all can call in this early morning. You have us a conversation. I'm going to pin this up so there's always there for you, family. Close that door down there. Sasha, you go somewhere with your stuff. We got everybody. My wife allowed them to pull out the tablets on the weekend. Come on now, close the door, man.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that we want to cover today, after we toast the ancestors, is we're gonna cover the folktale of the week. We didn't get a chance to cover it because I was about to say today, but I'm catching it. On Kuumba, I was wore out, so I just came and I went to sleep. But family, I want to first off take time to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. And of course, this is a Heart of a Simple production. Right now, we're doing a daily toast. And we might tip off a little bit into folk tales for grown folks. We strive. You know what we do. To blow up those old paradigms, knock them down. Grab your glass, grab your water, get ready. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. Got my glass, got my last nose in hell train. What? water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. But first, breathe, breathe, then drink. Lift your glass and pour some more. Lift your glass and pour some more. Lift your glass and pour some water. Lift your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, pour, then drink. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body to drink some water. Move your body to drink some water. Move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Move, move, then drink. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Raise, toast, then drink. Shout out to Miss Cynthia Johnson. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. It should be breathe, live, move, drink. Lift your glass. Take your breath. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink, drink, drink. Drink, drink, drink. Drink, 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 drink. Lift your glass. Lift your glass. Lift your glass. Take your breath. Take your breath. Take your breath. Move your body. Move your body. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Toast yourself. Toast your life. Drink, 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 drink. What? Drink? What? Drink? What? Why no, Gina? Drink, drink. Lift your glass and drink your water. Lift your glass and drink some water. Just lift your glass and drink some water. Lift your glass. All right, family. There's nothing like a Kuumba morning. We are able to get up. We are able to drink our water. We are able to have our conversation. We are able to build, and build. And the first building don't necessarily need hammers and shit. We got a lot of mental and emotional things that we have to work through, even before some of the spiritual stuff, because these emotions and these thoughts are messing up a lot of our spiritual experiences, family. So, and you know, we take it upon ourselves here at Gye-Nyame Journey to kind of blow up some of those old paradigms. So I'm getting myself ready so that we could do our toast and we can have a great time and a great discussion. I need to remember to remind y'all that on October 6th at 3 p.m., we will be having a movie night over at the Millennium Community School. The name of the movie is Dark Girls. We will watch the movie. It's $5 to get in. If you are 17 and under, children, let's just say children, get in free, right? Going to have a full concession stand. Sister Navita is getting busy on this one, y'all. We are raising funds, and we're going to get a van. I'm waiting for the picture right now. As soon as I get the picture, I'm sending that out. I'm also going to be sending out on the Black Signal the information for the movie. I see Brother Shaka's in the house. And I don't know what's going on with these things up here. So if I push them, I guess they just post up on top first who's in. I thought maybe I would be able to invite you in. I'm trying to push to see if they'll allow me to invite you in so that you could participate live and in living color. And, because remember they used to have that function. Okay. Shaka say gonna call in. So let's do this. Let's drink some water. And since Shaka called in, let's go and find something Shaka like to play real quick. Man, I forgot I ain't download none of his music. Alright. So hey, this is Brother Malik.
You had the six pack coming down the track like that. Check the mic. 1, 2, 6 train come through. Quicker than a Pentium, that for the next millennium. Spirit informs, no conforms to the norms. Dropping bombs, let it, said it, meant it. Here to represent it. Something about the legend of the old school mold you, and that's the trend. What I tend to see, the new jack ain't new. In fact, just bits and pieces of the previous recycling fragments of rubble from a somewhat familiar voice. And so many MCs so hard to touch your eyes. This won't make me popular. Dropping the lyrics that appeal and flock to you. I yourself am just as accurate as Doppler. I'm rocking ya, spiritual slip and stopping my fire up and it goes, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. I said I go, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. Dearly beloved, we were gathered here to bring up the real peace before we yell. We shed no more tears for fears when I'm chucking my spear. I'm that spook who sat by the door waiting for the big score while you're trying to get yours from the capitalist war. And the red, white, and blue haunted stacks and minutes. She shimmy, you follow, you swallow, losers. Now producers, consumers, consume propaganda's got me fuming. My people are doomed. Power to the people, power to the seekers. Instead we're reduced to amps and speakers. $200 sneakers, acquisitions of designer suits, Benz and Lexus, battle with sexes, port utility trucks and such with slaves to a quick buck. We run them up. How far can we run when we're stuck? The race is won by wisdom, not muscle. Still we all struggle. Should we excuse the hustle? The instant gratification, perpetuation of cultural mutilation. Y'all, hey. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey. I say, hey, y'all, we should be reaching for Orion. Instead, we have a love affair with dying. Getting drunk till we fold, and dove till we blowed. Cause the superficial high suffice for the lows. No time for idle. Introspection and life lessons are everyone's Quran, Torah, Bible. Gluttonous eats, defeats the true purpose of eats. The temple falls off from foreign chemicals, toxins, and meats. You call food enriched when it's stripped of nutrients and bleach. I'm not meant to be rich when flesh don't band-aids are bleached. Every native slash European contract was breached. What will Ebonics do for the disenfranchised? Mumia gets no justice cause Mumia is despised. Reverse discrimination versus racism will never be tied. English the back.
That was and is the living legend, Brother Malik Willoughby. And that name of that song is Hey Y'all. And I don't know. That was given to me by Storm. So I don't know how you would get it. So if anybody's interested in getting it, if you know Brother Malik, go on, holler at him. You know what I'm saying? You know Brother Storm, go on, holler at him. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in supporting the artists. So, hey, y'all. I see y'all go. Brilliant, brother. All right, so here we go. Family, first giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glass and we salute. And we toast that first ancestor, the Creator of all things, by whatever name you choose to call, family, whatever makes you comfortable. We lift up that glass and we say, that's right, I say. From there, family, we move to the list of our loved ones. We move to the list of those that made it possible for us to be. We move to the list upon whom shoulders we stand, and we salute our own personal family pyramids. That's right. I call them family pyramids. Don't call them what they call them, trees. You know, family tree. I call it a family pyramid because if you look at it and you move down, you are 1 block. Your parents are 2 blocks. Then your parents stand on 4 blocks, which is your grandparents, and your grandparents stand on 8 blocks, upon which is your great grandparents. So it goes down in a pyramidal fashion, right? And me and Kwame had a discussion about this earlier because I had to ask the question, because if you just go back 30 generations, it's damn near 1 billion. It's like 536 million. I mean, that's 600 years. 536 million beings or whatever. How do you explain that shit? To make you, if you trace the numbers back, if you just follow the number logic, right? It took 500 million 536 million. I want y'all to think about that, right? I want you to think about that. For you to be created, and I use this for my kids to say, listen, this is how important you are, right? This is how important you are. So if we go back, I'm scared to go back 31 generations. Let's go back 32 generations. Hell, let's go back 50 generations, right? But this much activity, because in some cases, the number might be larger than the amount of people on the planet. So what this is telling us is that we are an impossibility. You are an impossibility. There's no way that you should even exist, really. You know what I'm saying? But yet you do. And we have an opportunity in this lifetime to make some major, major changes. The universe prepared for you. The universe did the mathematics to make it possible for you to exist. The impossible mathematics of God to make sure that you exist. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? I want you to just think about that. 536 million beings. Or let's even take the being. 536 million acts had to take place in order for you to exist. If we add, it's what's up with the line? He said, what's up with the line? Talking about, man. You always complaining, man. I paid the bill. Oh. It hung up. God damn it. That's what's up with the line, man. It hung up. Man, it's hard to find good help around here. So let's go and start reading names. I'm going to open the line real quick. There we go. Talking about.
You are the first participant on this Uber conference. Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
Line hung up. All right, so family, here we go. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, Georgia, and William Walton, Chris and Fanny Gaston, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Barbara Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman now.
This
Normal
call is
X,
being recorded.
Sapet Ma, Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ryan Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter Brother, Miss Eda Brooks Carly, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Anna Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge, Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, I Go So Soon, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Dinah Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keach Larice, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jerome Giles Watson, Sparrow Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andre Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Harry Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quills, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W.S. Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Worrells, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Amitab Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, Sr. Why you clearing your throat? I'm doing all the reading. Thelma Triggs, Thomas Alula Berry, Lisa Eleanor Howe, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Renner, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy. And we remember when the list used, some of us remember when the list used to stop there. But now we move on. We have Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Michael and Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards, McNabb, Mazarine Colford, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Reginald Oliver, Linda Howard, Jacqueline Broadus, Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Edward R. Benson Sr., Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Urban, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Norelle Ellis, Elizabeth Battles, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Baba Naeem, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., John Dewey and Ruth Beard, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, Led Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Statton, Joe Jamel Alls, Miss Vanilla, Alvis Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erleton Houston, Albert Moore, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Vivian Stevenson, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lester and Rachel Saunders, John Bowie, Alex Nixon, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Halsey Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Aunt Becca, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, Georgia Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Emma McClendon, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Jennifer Sensabaugh, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Phyllis Lee, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, and we raise up the glass in victory to our ancestors, and we say, Ashe, from here. Ashe. We move to the present moment, and what's in the present moment, y'all? Y'all know what's happening.
What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
Hey, Gina.
There is no tomorrow.
Gina.
There is no tomorrow.
Come here. All right, check it out. Here we go. So, we are on it. Hey, go to the bathroom, bring my beads. Yeah, go to the bathroom, bring my beads. All right, we on Kuumba. For those that don't speak the language, that is a day of creativity. The demonic principle of the day is order. The color is orange, as you can see. I got the Orange Daily Toaster shirt on. Cause and effect is the hermetic law of the day. Male name, male day today, male name. It is your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your birthday, Kwame. Well, not actually your birthday, but you know what I mean. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. They ain't in there?
No.
What? Did you look on the sink in the bathroom?
Yes.
Go look in your mama's room and see if my bee's up there. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. And if it's female, it's Amma. What's up, Ammas? Shots out, I love Ammas, boy. Man. All right. So, here we go. African Center Cultural Virtue and Value System. Today, we are on, in Wolof, we on Jup or Job, good character, just honest and righteous. A kind ethic, strong character. And in traditional Yoruba, we on Oju Inu. You find them?
Yep.
Who are they at? Oju Inu, which is insight. Give me them bees. You ain't at that rank yet. And you might not never get there. Alright. So, family, remember those emotions. Powerful, peaceful, and joyful. Peaceful, peace, power, and joy is what we wish you on our show all the time, because that's our natural state. And the messengers that help us get back to that are mad, sad, and scared. And we have to be able to ask the proper questions, which is why we need more training in Brother Warcase's method so that we can start learning to deal with some of these emotions. And Sister Cynthia, I have not forgotten you. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to carry. I got a whole pocket from his workshop that I'm going to carry, and I'm going to pass it on to you. You got to make me a copy. Well, I ain't got to make a copy because the other case will send me another one. So I'm going to give you this one because we need to go and get a buzz going so that we can bring this brother back and we could do a serious weekend retreat workshop working on these emotions. I'm guaranteeing some major change is going to happen. So we toast this moment and we say Ashe. From there we move to our future, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. We toast them all now, right? We toast them in advance. And we toast them so that one day they can sit back and they can toast us. And we say Ashe. From their family, we move on to all of our relations. We won't get into it, the politics of it, because on Gye-Nyame Journey, you know, all types of shit pops up when I say all my relations. and I don't want to toast gummy bears and shit and stuff. I mean, because that's how deep it gets. You know, people get upset. So we just say to all of our relations, we say, Shay. From there, we move on. You heard the attitude. Yeah, you heard the attitude. You see. So we just stick with all of our relations. Okay. I ain't listen. I'm about to put a batch of that ambrosia together, and this time I'm giving choices because actually I can make it because what I've been sending out now is dry. It becomes very dry. So I'm experimenting with a method now to not make it dry. It'll stay sweet for a longer period of time. You know, a lot of stuff be going on in this big old head, man. I'm just trying to let y'all know. So, where were we at? Oh, we toasted all of our relations. We move into, we going to do the selfish libation. And y'all know what y'all want. Y'all know what y'all need. Y'all know what we need. Come on. Toast it up, lift it up for you. Because you deserve it. And last but not least, I'm going to toast you again, right? Because I'm going to toast the most powerful, the most beautiful, the most glorious being in the room. And you know who that is? That's you. And with that, I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. Man, that was beautiful. All right. Shaka, what's up, man? You called?
Yo.
What you want, man?
Hey, man, I just wanted to be on the show.
Oh, man, you just using me, man. I thought you wanted something else, man. What you want, man? It's a beautiful day. What's going on? What's going up around your neck of the woods?
Man, this is a very creative period. So I am really painting my tomorrow as we speak.
You got some new music?
Making music.
Oh, you got some new music?
Oh, yeah.
You got something you want to share?
Hey, hold on a second. Let me get on to this track for you. Let's see. Yes. This one right here. So check this out.
Can y'all hear that out there? Okay. Okay. Clap it up on Gye-Nyame Journey. Boy,
okay, check this one out.
Okay.
Check this one out. Let's see. I want to start this. Okay.
Whew. me see if we got insurance. How she give it up there so close? Oh, you into flutes now? What's going on?
Say what now?
You into the flutes heavy now? What's going on?
Man, I like that.
I mean, I like it too, but I'm just like, I like it, Shaka. That's some real chill music. Yeah, shit, I'm about to drink a beer. Nigga, you got me, it's a healthy beer, though. Now you got me on the 70s kick, just chilling and shit, like, do. Now, you know what that first one reminded me of?
What's that?
It's a track that, was on, what's them boys from Atlanta? Southern Playalistic Cat. But it wasn't that,
It was on Outkast?
yeah. They had one with the flutes and shit like that. I can't grasp that because I ain't got the musical memory like you do. See, because when you hear some shit, see, and this is what's powerful about us when we start working the collective and start letting people do what they do, right? Shaka could remember scenes. Like if they had some type of show where motherfucker had to talk about scenes from shows and shit like that, or you know what I'm saying? I would never. If I had opportunity to go on, I put Shaka's ass on because Shaka remember that shit, theme songs and shit like that, you know. And it's incredible when we allow people to do what they do, and that's what a culture does because a culture provides that blanket of protection where people are allowed to do what they do, and that's where, for example, because like for you have certain individuals that are born for battle. If for some reason in our community, we kind of shy away from that. But, let me tell you in those other communities what they do with them. In those other places what they do with them. You know what they do with them, Shaka?
What's that?
They call it special forces. That's what they call it, right? They call it special forces. They call it military. You always, because in a society, you need people for every aspect. Now, it was a story. Well, actually, those that saw the movie 300, you kind of got an idea of this, right? Because, hold on, Brother Kwame say, I'll be needing some more of my oh, shit. Whichever drink is more healthy is the one I want between the dry. Well, for, Kwame said he want whichever one is more healthy for him is the dry or just to let it stay sweet, because I'm working on a process of being able for those people that want it to stay and don't want it to mature quite as fast as our products do. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming up with a process where we could keep it sweet longer without adding more sweetener, without adding more honey. You know what I'm saying? Now let me ask you this, because you've been doing your experiments.
But just to answer his question, though,
go ahead.
And, I mean, in terms of which is healthier, of course, with this process, what we learn is that sour foods is what brings that healing quality. So the sourness in June is really the more you taste that, the more you know that it's doing what it's supposed to do.
So basically, the dry would probably be better because both of them. Because what happens is that we got a way where we can extract some of the yeast. We ain't gonna be able to get all the yeast out, but we can hold back some of the yeast and slow down the growth so that we will be able to give to satisfy those that want that. But a lot of the connoisseurs, a lot of those connoisseurs of our drink, of the June, of the ambrosia, the connoisseurs want that where you go through the whole phase because it's like you grow with your drink. So you get all the aspects. So you start with the sweet, and by the time you make it to the bottom of the bottle, you got a whole nother being in there. You done went through an age process with you. In a sense, I got it. Thundercats, not the old Thundercats. I seen they had
2011,
huh?
2011 version.
Oh my God! Yes, where they brought out the new Thundercats. Y'all like, what the fuck that got to do with Ambrosia, Brother Hot Tim? I saw Cleveland was watching it, and I sat down and I watched it with it, and I damn near cried. Because what they did was that Lionel stumbled on a group of people, and he helped the people. But the people's life cycle lasted for a day. So Lionel developed a friendship with a young one of them. And over the course of the day, Lionel watched this young being grow into an elder in his community. So over the course of a show, you went through this whole being's life, all the struggles he had in his life over a 30-minute show. And Lionel, for Lionel, it was 30 minutes. For this being, it was a lifetime. And this being developed a real tight relationship with Lionel. And at the end, he died of old age. Because Lionel protected him his whole age. Dude, I mean, it was incredible. But in a sense, that's the relationship that you develop with your Ambrosia. You're on a different life cycle. So your life cycle is longer. The Ambrosia's life cycle is different as well. So you start drinking it when it's young. You move through the middle age where it's a little bit rough. You get into the old where the creeks and you know what I'm saying? So you walk through the whole life cycle with this Ambrosia. And as it matures, you get more benefits. Now the only reason I am going to hold some of the yeast out is because I have some people who only want to deal with it when it's sweet. And I understand that. We living in a culture where you get what you want. Right? Me and Shaka right now, we got a whole bunch of different stuff we got to deal with in order to produce more. You know what I'm saying? Because we was talking about some stuff. But hold on. On October 6th at 3 p.m., Dark Girls, Millennium School, funds go Gye-Nyame Journey to fund various events, supplies for the children we work with, needing a van for mass children transport. Not just mass children, but some adults as well. Because the whole piece is, one of the major issues we have in our community is transportation, right? So we have events, because like with some of these events, one of the things I want to do, I would love, because Shock is a witness to this. I had an organization at one point in time just give me 2 vans. Because I wasn't organized and stuff like this at that point in time like we are right now, I wasn't able to really deal with them in a proper fashion. But what would happen if we was able to run shuttles to and from some of these activities? So those people that are part of Gye-Nyame Journey, those people that support Gye-Nyame Journey, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about parking. We got shuttles going out and back all the time to our events. You know what I'm saying? We got drop-off points. And this is the level we want to get with it. So now the culture is not a struggle for people to get to. People looking forward to it because we're able to provide what a culture is supposed to be able to provide. A culture is supposed to be able to provide protection. A culture is supposed to be able to provide entertainment. A culture is supposed to be able to provide different forms of thought. You know what I'm saying? Culture is supposed to be able to provide food. So when we have these events, some people can't get to it. So what we doing is we expanding the culture. But go ahead, Brother Shaka.
Man, let me just say it like this. Remember that one time? Remember the one time you got a paper route?
Well, man, come on, man. Don't be throwing up my dirty laundry. But go ahead. But
hey, but check it out. Because you had a house full of, yeah.
Tell them. Go ahead. Let them know. Because this shit is real.
Yeah. Now, while we on that, I'm gonna come back to that. But here's the piece. Now you got a cargo van in a city where Amazon got one of their headquarters, where they contracting drivers through the Amazon Flex. That's a contract that's jobs. That's jobs for any anybody within the tribe who really ain't. I mean, so it's access to those. Because the thing is that with Amazon, you basically got a contract to be UPS for them whenever you decide to put some hours in.
Not that I was even thinking about that, but I wasn't even thinking about that. But go and tell them about my employment plan when I had the house.
Hey man, I'm gonna let you deal with that part.
Hey, hold on.
Let you deal with that part.
So
because now since we brought it back to that though.
You know, people be calling me talking about, man, we need to do the house again. I mean, it's hard times out here. See, people don't...
Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna happen. That's why I said...
Well, it's gonna have to.
When I get the property down there, we got a bed and breakfast, we got a cafe, we got a place where it's designed for us to build. You know what I mean? Every event there is a symbiotic cipher. And it comes with a certain protocol. And the thing is that when we find those who are who are willing to move through that protocol and create that behavior and maintain that behavior, that's when we have made a change. Because that behavior, if it's preserved,
it's culturally
just like in your household,
it's culturally appropriate.
If the rules when I come into Hot Tim's house is to take the shoes off, then I'm gonna take the shoes off. Right?
It's culturally appropriate. What you're talking about is cultural appropriateness.
Right.
Wait.
And so the piece is that...
Hold on.
Look,
It's a Raw Rising ceremony tomorrow at Franklin Park. I need a flyer or something so I can send it out. I didn't know. Well, I mean, I should have known. Goddamn. It is the equinox. Kwame, Kwame, what's going on, man? How Sister Cynthia getting me news before you? Man, Brother Kwame, you fired. Sister Cynthia, you are the disseminator of information, because I don't know what's going on. Brother Kwame, God damn it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Chaka. That shit caught me, because usually Kwame has let me know about this. I don't know what's going on. Don Kwame only is back in his garden picking tomatoes or some shit like that. But go ahead. That was a Godfather joke for those that don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, so I was on Netflix and I was watching. They got this documentary on the Dungeon family. And it's funny that you say, "Yo, that track remind you of some Outkast," because that's really the thing that drew me into Outkast.
Man, you ain't finished talking about the story. Before we get to that, I want people to understand.
I am telling you. I'm telling you for a reason. Because the thing is that the way they started up, they started a family of artists just for being there for motherfuckers. Like, you know, the studio was the house where it's like, if they needed to lay their head, even if it was on the basement floor for the night,
right,
then that's where they would go. You know what I mean? And so when you hear even the lyrics where Dre talking about, you know, staring at the ceiling fans and, you know, that was real life at that house right there. And they made things happen. And everybody was there to, you know, to stay in their lane and to make it happen. They had, you know, and they had deal beyond deal until they landed the, you know, the LaFace thing. That was just the start. So the whole piece I'm saying, I mean, when you look at the dynamics of what we control and the responsibility that we have, especially within our nuclear relations, we got folks who have produced for Dr. Dre.
Ain't that shit incredible? Know? I mean, that shit is. I mean, and people don't even know what we got in our motherfucking circle. But we don't talk, so we don't know. We got when he talking about we got people in our circle that produce for Dr. Dre. We got people in our circle that produce for Dr. Dre. Period. I mean, I'm just like right here in Columbus. I ain't gonna put the business out there. Cold as fuck. and be doing free workshops. But go ahead, Shaka. Go ahead.
Hey.
But hold on. Now, check this out. I was when I first started going to Simba, I ran into one of the older brothers because at one point in time I wasn't the oldest nation builder in Simba. There's one nation builder that's older than me, and he looked at me and he said, "You from Columbus?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Hey man, you hip to J. Ross?" I say, "J. Ross? I work with J. Ross. What are you talking about? You know, shit. Yeah, I know J. Ross. Well, shit, man. Yeah, hey, tell J. Ross." So I said, "How you know J. Ross?" Shit, I've been listening to J. Ross music for years. We got motherfuckers right here in Columbus that are internationally known. Internationally. This dude was up in Chicago and he sits and he gets what J. Ross, who I think is born and raised in Columbus, you know what I'm saying, who is a fan of J. Ross. I mean, but I'm saying, but go ahead. Well, hold on. I got two. Kwame response said, because Sister Cynthia attends with regularity. Okay, Don Kwame only. I hear you, but I don't really hear you. Sister Cynthia also. Sister Cynthia say, Comedic Yoga at Gore Insurance tomorrow at 10 a.m. for those that are interested. Sister Roni will be leading Comedic Yoga at Gore Insurance tomorrow at 10 a.m. I gotta see what I gotta do because I got about 3 meetings tomorrow. Then Cynthia Johnson wants to respond to your Dungeon Family. Dungeon Family was one of the livest concerts, a full-on production, costumes, and all likes some Parliament from back in the day. So she went to an actual Dungeon Family show. But go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. And that's why it's been so. Listen, for those who are like, yo, you know, what's up with, you know, with the Shaka music and how I get it and all that, yo, all that is you know, it's coming to a head very fast. You know, for a long while, it was the reason why I sandbagged. The thing is, right now, is that when you look at those productions, I've always been writing a production ever since I was in Columbus, ever since I had experienced, you know what, honestly, when I had experienced the Rennie Harris Pure Movement Dance Company, do that Roman Jewel.
So those that don't know, Rennie Harris is a company out of Philadelphia, and they use hip hop to tell stories. So they took Romeo and Juliet and they translated it into a hip hop piece with dance, family. And then even when Rennie Harris came to town, we had connections. People don't even understand the depth of the Midwest. This is why I be like, we operate with some type of it's not a it is a deficiency, but it's like our self-esteem is so low we don't think that we making major moves. When Rennie Harris came, and we got some of the best break dancers in the world. Like all these movies that you used to see back in the 90s, early 2000s with a lot of people dancing. You know what I'm saying? These dancers on Rennie Harris's and Rennie Harris counts with some of those dancers. They was the background dancers and stuff like that was doing incredible shit. Right? Now, we even had people in that crew. Because when Rennie Harris came here the first time...
Well, hold on. Let me chime in right quick.
Go ahead.
Is that understand my position with them while they were in town. Like, I was the coordinator for the youth arts program that presented them. Jackie Calderon, having been a dancer in the dance community, had a relationship, a friendship with Rennie, and
who?
You know, knew him with Jackie Calderon.
Okay. All right. I thought you was throwing some other business out there. Hey, I was about to say, hey. Go ahead.
Right. So, so dig it. So when they were in Columbus, I drove them around. I drove the company around where they needed to be, and from a Wednesday, they came and did a master class with us, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday they had the shows. So I had the opportunity to meet the whole cast, and before they went back, got real. And actually, I believe Afalia from Columbus went on to do some, and was with Rennie's dance group for a while.
She danced with them. I can't remember the one because they did different shows. So Rome's and Jules was
Mecca.
one. Face of Mecca, that was it. She danced in Face of Mecca. But I'm gonna go even deeper with your ass real quick. But go ahead. I'm serious. If you don't hit it, I'm gonna hit it.
Beyond that, I became a part of a production that was being worked on by DJ Evil Tracy, who was a part of their crew. They had Sism, Tracy, and there was one more. I forget. Oh man, this dude was the hand on deck for Juice. I can't remember his name. It was a DJ who was actually doing Omar F's part. Man, I remember Sism. You had a conversation with him when they were there. I forget his name. I'll come back to that. But Needle to the Groove was Evil Tracy's thing, where he had like 21 DJs. I mean, DJs from I think Kid Swift to DJ Sparkle. Like, I mean, Philly is a DJ-based town. And I remember the first time that they had a rehearsal that I couldn't make it to, I sent B-Jazz. I sent B-Jazz to the rehearsal to be for Needle to the Groove, and actually to do the show. And he said that Evil Tracy, he's a part of a DJ group called the Action Figure Crew, which is him and his two cousins. It's DJ Ghetto from the Wu-Tang Clan, and DJ Active, who is DJ for everybody from Music Soul Child to right now, Kanye or Jay-Z. I think he's Jay-Z's DJ right now. But this is just the whole 6 degrees of what's going on and what it's been all along. Like, but Tag, you said you was gonna go deeper with it.
No, I was, because when they first came, I was sitting in the crowd with some of my boys that lived in the Gye-Nyame house, and I kept saying, I looked up on stage, I say, I think I know that dude. I think I know. So I get up at the end of the show, and I walk up, and homeboy and one of the dudes that's dancing look at me and be like, OJ, I said, Forrest, what the fuck? I said, dude, I didn't know you were still dancing. I mean, because I used to break dance with this nigga. I mean, it's just like, yo, and he was in that crew for a long time. Forrest, get him gum. Go get him gum. That's what they called him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, he is from here. Let me put it this way. He was born here. His mom moved to Buffalo, New York, and he used to come back and chill with us in the summers. And in the summers, we would get together and we would start practicing moves, and we would get ready for talent shows and shit. And he would come down during some of the vacation times, during the other times, and we would have, because we used to have something in Akron called the Civics every Easter. So every Easter, you got crews. All year, you got crews getting ready for the Civics. Why? Because this is where you get to show your talent to the whole city. So, I mean, shit, I did that shit for years. So, I mean, the point that I'm saying is that the Midwest, but let me go back to what something Kwame say. We believe the Midwest operates in a vacuum, but the rest of the hip-hop world knows, not only do hip-hop, but the rest of the world knows that we bring to the table all types of shit, like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, a lot of the stuff we bring to the table. Somebody asked what time Raw Rising is. Raw Rising is at 7 a.m. at the pond, and if it rains, at the Adventure Center. All right, so anybody that want to make the Raw Rising, I'm going to try to be there. We also have tomorrow morning Divine Conversation at 10 a.m. at APDS for anybody that's also interested. So I'm throwing it out there. I won't have Ambrosia ready, but Cynthia, I will. I'm gonna try to make it to the 7 a.m. thing. If I'm going to find one of my brothers today, so we know how that might be. So I'm gonna try to make it tomorrow, because we might do a raw setting by tonight if I find this dude. Because actually, I can say his name. I'm gonna find my brother Allende. His birthday was last week. I ain't get to kick it with him. He got his daughter. I got my daughters. They have a good time. Me and Allende get together. We kick it. I mean, you know, plus we got some business. We got to talk some village politics that we got to discuss. Top secret shit.
Hey, we gotta do something, man. This week, I'm gonna make it over there. Me, you, Allende, yo. Let's get it in.
Listen. I'm retired from singing. I'm not singing on one of your tracks. I'm not doing that. I did my singing. I'm done. I'm not singing. And I'm not going to come out of retirement for
see
rapping.
this thing right here? What we doing on your show? We telling stories, right? Like, this is some Charlie Murphy shit right here. Because eventually, these stories is going to be big enough for people to, like, go back and listen to the commentary and reinvent it. I don't know who they're going to have playing you. You know what? They probably going to have the young dude off of that show. He'll play a good hot tip.
See, at this point in time, long as well, let me just say this. If they play me, because I got to make sure and I have to look out for my tribe, at least the larger group of my tribe. The motherfucker got to be born here in America to play me. You got no, we laughing, but family, we got to start looking at the shit that's going on around us. We got our people coming from other places taking our motherfucking jobs in this entertainment industry.
Hey, so
that's just not cool for me. Go ahead.
What percentage of the Black Panther cast was actually African American?
Let me see. We know Chadwick Boseman is African American. We know the producer was African American. I don't know what percentage.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I just
but that for me that type of information we need to know. And it's no slight. It's no slight to the broader family, but my tribe has to be able to prosper, because what I'm perceiving happening, and it's just me, is that because we're so open, anybody could come from anywhere if they look like us or they act like us in any form of fashion. We want to push them in front of us, and I am a conservative in that way. I believe.
Well, Hassan, let me say this, because and this is kind of the devil's advocate.
But hold on, let me say one more thing.
Go ahead,
Sister Cynthia. Anything y'all send me, I don't have to even go to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily even have to agree with it. Well, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But for it to go on the Black Signal, sister, if you wanted to go on the Black Signal because you're such a supportive individual, get me a flyer, and I'm going to take care of you. All right? She said, and I don't know what this means. She said, you keep threatening to serenade us. Yeah, don't make, because me and Shaka can do, I don't know what they call it when two men sing together and shit, because I challenge that nigga. Shaka, you know what I'm saying? Me. Don't.
See, see. Now, you know what? I know you joking and stuff like that, Hot Tip. But here's where it get real.
Uh-oh.
Because when you get drunk, you turn into you think you David Ruffin. All right. Ain't no. I'm gonna just put it all out there.
I'm not David Ruffin.
Can't nobody shut you up when you get a little bit of
when I get a little bit of that juice in me.
Hey man,
a little bit of that milk stout.
Not a little. I ain't gonna say a little bit. A lot of it. It takes a lot of it, but I've seen you there, right? And no matter. See, that's the thing. Like that side of you, that he loves attention. You can't shut him up. You can't shut him up. If there's a song going on, he'll sing the wrong song on top of everything else, and it's all going wrong.
And everybody else is wrong, really, goddammit. Everybody else is wrong, because obviously y'all hearing the wrong music. But I'm just joking. But yeah, Sister Cynthia, if you have something that needs to go on a Black Signal, hit me up. And then especially if it's community related, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll try to fix it or whatever. The only piece is I need to make sure that it's in JPEG and it's of a certain size where they won't even be able to see it. You understand what I'm saying? And then also, for those that want to use the Black Signal, please let me know what message you want to go out. Because if I have to create the message and then upload the file, it's not really mine. I want to make sure that you get the words out that you want to get out. So the Black Signal is for all of us. The shit is expensive, but we making it happen right now because of the support that people are giving me, and as well as giving to Shaka. So I mean, because it's a tribe thing, because we're gonna get back to the Gye-Nyame house and the overall plan of what we was doing in the Gye-Nyame house. So that, because what we was doing in the Gye-Nyame house and what Shaka is talking about doing with his house when he comes down here, and some of the future movement of Gye-Nyame is going to be based on some of the ideas that we had and some of the discussions that we had back in the Gye-Nyame house. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, because you know.
Yeah, I was just talking about how you could, man, listen, Hakim, I can write you into a song. All you gotta do, I mean, if you want to, but I ain't gonna twist your arm into being a part of the project.
Man, stop it. Stop it.
You know, hey,
first off,
here's
first off, I got that milk stout in me right now. I just got done drinking some. This ambrosia is over 15 days old. I drank some 15-day-old ambrosia. I opened up a can of milk stout, and you sitting up here talking about you want me on the song when you know I have been banned in the Simba Nation from ever being able to sing. Come on, man. You know, we all know I can't sing. I just be talking shit. In part of my tribe, I have been not allowed to ever sing. This is how bad the voice is. But go ahead. But I don't agree with him. So don't tip me.
So
right.
This me. So if we ever need to go back to the conversation, it was the day before Ra Rising in 2018. Here we go. I'm going to make it a tradition that every project that I produce out of Life Matters, for there to be a last track strictly for the fathers, strictly under the accordance of the responsibility of the fathers and father figures that has been acknowledged since the beginning of the Gye-Nyame tribe. Psalms 82 to what happened to us and what we've been through as fathers, right? And understanding what time it is in the universe. What I'm going to do, make sure that, like you heard Common, if you listen to Common's albums, the one thing that I thought was dope about all of his projects to a point was when he had his father on the last track. And when you listen to what his father was saying on every album, you just grew to know this dude and to know, you know, what times he came out of to to earn the wisdom that he's bringing to us today.
I dig that. That's some real deep artistic stuff there, man. That's deep. And, you know, I never really listened to a whole Common album. I'm just being honest.
So, you know, I wrote this lullaby for my son for the eye of the hurricane. And the beauty about the way that I write, just going all the way, full circle, back to the original question, Shaka, what's up with your music? When is it coming out? Ever since the beginning, I designed my movements for the collective, the collective of artists. That's where the Black Phoenix Artist Society comes from. And so, the eye of the hurricane is a hook, it's a verse, it go back to the hook, and the rest of that is open up for whatever comes next. Now, of course, right after that is Eddie's solo.
That's true.
Coming out of that, Eddie Bayer.
I know, but Miss Cynthia says that Nas did the same thing with his father as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember on one, because he had his father, because his father played, I think they call it the flugel, is a smaller trumpet type thing. Or is it a small trumpet, or is it a small sax? But it's real small. He played.
Well, no, it's a flugel. A flugelhorn is what Freddie Hubbard played, and it's a different type of trumpet. It's got a warmer sound, and it's actually, I think it's a little bit bigger than standard.
Okay.
But
so this whatever he played was real small.
Thing is a cornet.
Maybe it's a cornet, and he did something with his father, where his father did something similar to what you saying. Common did. But go ahead, finish your statement. Finish your thought.
So, you know, at least on this one piece, I want to be able to bring, because, you know, I'm writing in the standards of, like, beyond, you know, I'm writing musically these compositions like jazz music. I'm not writing on the format of getting it on the radio. It's like, I know we're going to have a very obscure audience, and I'm preparing it for them.
Hello? Uh-oh. We might have some problems, family. Let me see. You still there, Shaka? He done felt... His battery probably ran out. So, family, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give him a couple seconds to kind of get it together. Sister Roni, shouts out. How you doing? Welcome. Once again, let me go back to the announcement, because Sister Cynthia been looking out. She says that tomorrow at 10 a.m., tomorrow at 10 a.m., we got Comedic Yoga at Goree Insurance at 10 a.m. We also have Divine Conversations at 10 a.m. So we're going to have to work out a citywide schedule, because I actually would kind of like to do some Comedic Yoga. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And Sister Roni is
Can you hear me
on
now?
yeah, we can hear you now. And Sister Roni is working on some other stuff. Sister Cynthia is working on stuff. And like I said, I make the Black Signal available for all of that. Because we need to have something where we're letting people know what we're doing, because there are people out there hungry for it. And like I said, once we get this van, some of this stuff we're going to be able to get people too. Because, like, even if stuff is going on at the same time, we can have drop-off points. Well, all right, cool. Boom, we got the van running. So it's not just for kids, because I want people to understand. Because one of the things that I used to run into a lot of times is that people just want to always take what we're doing and say it's for the kids. But we have to... I came to terms a long time ago that my children are not messed up. My children are just reflecting and imitating the environments they're coming out of. And it will do no good for me to reach a lot of my children and then send them back into the homes that they came out of. This is why I did the Gye-Nyame house, because I got to a point where I did not even want to deal with some of the shit that parents was dealing with. And I wanted to make sure that kids was young people, as well as young adults, they were able to have a place to where they could come where they know they would be safe, protected, and be able to eat. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what Shaka was leading into. But Sister Roni, are we having temple planning after yoga? Uh-oh. See, we got some other stuff going. And shouts out to Sister CeeLo. Thank you for stepping in for a second. Go ahead, Shaka. Finish your story.
Yeah. So all I'm saying, man, is that from this point on, it's really about documenting, inscribing, and once again getting to where's the music at. What I've done over the past 15 years is created the infrastructure.
Hey, Cleveland! Keep going, man. It's real life here, Journey.
For everything to
I need 2 waters. 2 waters, okay. Go ahead. Stop stopping. You already know it's real life at Gye-Nyame Journey. Keep it moving, man.
I ain't gonna compete with that, man. So look, the whole piece is that on the Father's piece, the music that when you call into this line, the 614-556 line, the music that's playing while you on hold is one of those tracks that we gonna have that conversation.
Now, I need to stress, I gave Shaka that number to use. He took it over. He hijacked the song I had on there, changed that shit, and I mean, I don't even know what's going on. That's why the line be dropping sometimes, because Shaka done went up in there and just start just fucking around and changing my shit. But, family, what we have to understand is that what we are in, see, that's not my thing. Me talking and doing what we doing right now, this is my thing. Shaka's thing is the music and organizing. And I mean, because think about this. We got a musician, a professional musician, who never, by the way, plays the song that I request. So I guess I'm going to have to be dead before this nigga finally decides to play the song that I want the world to hear, that I think is the breakout song. I think that's what's going to have to happen. Because I've been having visions of my death and shit. So, Shaka, when I finally die, can you finally break out the song that I've been asking for, goddammit? I mean, like, I gave you a line. I'm guaranteeing that if I call into my own line, can you close the door? When I call into my own line, it's not my favorite Shaka song, right? And until I get my feel of my favorite Shaka song, right? I'm going to be hating, brother. I'm just saying. You laughing. I don't think it's funny. I got to die. And then at my funeral, because he won't be held accountable because nobody know what my favorite song is, he going to play the shit he want to play anyway. That's some shit. But because I'm pointing to the ancestors, I will see you again, my friend. I'm fuck up your keyboards until you go to my gravesite and play the shit that I like. I'm just letting you know. I mean, and if you want to perform it now, I wouldn't be mad. But hey, I'm just saying. But go on, finish.
Okay, first of all, man, I'm not gonna sing this song at your funeral because the lyrics don't fit.
For a funeral? Listen, man. Yeah. Listen. That is one of the most beautiful songs that I have heard ever. I like that song. That's my song. I like that song, right? And I think it's my funeral, nigga. What you mean? It don't fit. That's my shit, right? Is it my funeral? Or is it your funeral? Or is it anime funeral or some other? No, it's my funeral. So what I want to be played can be played. You understand? I'm just saying, goddamn. It don't fit. What because it's a love song? I might be trying to romance some of the ancestors. Who knows? Shit, hey.
Oh my goodness. Hey, so I'm gonna let y'all decide. This is the song that Tim wants me to. Okay, y'all hear what's going on. I'm gonna just let y'all hear it. And y'all determine. Y'all tell me.
Hold on, let me turn it up.
Let's see here. The first time we caught each other's eyes, the rebirth of love was born that day. And as I tried not to stand, I was helplessly aware of true love divine. As you looked my direction, I could bring in your eyes, rearrange the stars, so it's gravity. Draws your love closer to me. It's amazing that someone as beautiful as you is near me. Feels like heaven, but I never died. Oh, wrapped away, something about your love makes my head feel like a carousel, happy as all things. I dig your confession, 'cause you're sweeter than Marie. Girl, you're my everything. Your beauty is phenomenal, and to my surprise, when I see you smiling, I see heaven in your eyes. Heaven in your eyes. Come on and sing it.
See, this is what I'm talking about, you know, and it took 2 years of this nigga calling into my show to finally sing the song that I've been requesting. This song right here was I ain't gonna say it's the first song I heard by him, but this is the first song that I heard and I said, I couldn't even speak. I just had that moment. You know what I'm saying? That moment that that I'm caught. Like, damn, nigga, that was cold. And you said it wasn't for my funeral, right? But I wrote a poem called "A Love Affair with Death." You know what I'm saying? And
wait, what?
I have a love affair with death. See, a lot of people just look at love Love songs. See, I'm a motherfucking warrior. I'm not. A warrior is one who has experienced involved with conflict. I know that eventually some of the conflicts I get involved with are going to take my life. That shit has been happening throughout my life, where I have been thrust at death's door. And a lot of people that just talking and shit they have never really experienced that shit. So it's like, I know that at the end of my journey is death. Right? I had a little girl tell me in class one time, because I said die in the classroom, because I was telling them a folk tale about the bull, 3 bulls and the lion. I said the lion, the bulls died because they didn't have look. And she said death or dying is a bad word. I said, no, it's not. It's a reality. So along the same lines of what you was writing there, you think for you're talking about maybe somebody you met. For a warrior, for me, at my funeral, that would be the appropriate song, because I've been courting death my whole goddamn life. You understand what I mean? Maybe y'all can't feel me.
Yeah.
You understand?
No,
because that's how real it is for me.
And honestly, like when the way you just described what you described was the exact sentiment. Of course, you've seen Man on Fire, but
right.
the song that came on when he was dying, if you looked at that song up, man, it's the exact same thing you're talking about. Because the name of the song is for those of you all who want to check it out, the name of the song is called Una Palabra. And una palabra means one word. And, the song is very poetic, but when it goes into the poetry, you could tell that was written by, like you said, someone of the warrior code,
right.
if you will.
And we're lacking that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like motherfuckers is trying to hang on to life. When in fact, the longer we hang on to life, many of us are fucking up life for our children. My issue is I want to live the best life that I can. And that don't mean me popping bottles and going to clubs and shit. The best life for me is to live the life so that my kids will be able to have a legacy and be able to be proud of me and be able, when it comes time to pour libations, they're going to shout my goddamn name out. I ain't just talking about the kids that I'm affecting in here. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that means I have to put myself on the line. You know what I'm saying? Not in no macho bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? I have a love affair. I have in one of my lines I say I have a love affair with death. Hold on. Let me get to this shit. I have a love affair with death, and she visits my bed nightly. I embrace her and accept her love without question. She says she loves me because I truly live life. I first met her on the street in blood, where I lay fearing her approach. Choking on my own blood, she embraced me. Conquering my fear, I embraced her back, and she whispered in my ear, "Now is not your time." See, a lot of motherfuckers is not really living. We're hanging on to life. We're hanging on to life. If you're hanging on to life, you're not really living. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying go out there and throw your life away, because this philosophy can be twisted. And I don't want it to be twisted by some sick motherfuckers. But I need people to understand that when we're talking about a warrior existence, what we're talking about is living life to the fullest and burning. And I'm burning up who I am so that my children can be who they need to be. And I'm willing to put my life on the line for them and everybody else around me. This is why I say it's important to start establishing tribes, because I don't want to run out here and throw my life away for a motherfucker that will betray us. I'm willing to lay my motherfucking life down. I done showed that shit over and over again. This is why the Gye-Nyame house worked. You understand what I'm saying? Because them young dudes, as gangsters they were, they knew that I would lay my life down for them. Right? And in many cases, some of them will lay their life down for me. I'm not asking you to lay your life down for me. I'm willing to do that for you. I'm willing to put my whole life on pause so that I can keep you out of prison. I'm willing to put my whole life on pause so that I can work and to make sure that you have a chance. I'm willing to burn up and I'm willing to die up in this motherfucker because of some of the fuckery that you bring into my house and some of the tension that you bring into my house, because that's how much I not only believe in you, but I believe in the destiny of my people. But we got so many fake ass warriors out here, right? That warriors that just want to win. Nigga, do you not understand? Do y'all not understand that the only way that we're going to make it is on the backs of those that aren't concerned about victory or failure. They just only concerned about doing the best. And that's when you win. That's when eventually you win. Now, I already know that right now our people are like the Cleveland Browns, right? You know what I'm saying? 3 years and not winning a goddamn game. I already know it, and I can accept that shit. This is my team. I'm going to cheer us on. I'm going to push us on, and I'm going to keep on doing what the fuck I got to do. I'm willing to lay it down for y'all.
And by the way, the Cleveland Browns ain't the losing this team in 2018.
Don't say that because you just said Cleveland. Nobody want to hear that shit. Okay, they're not the most losingest team. Come on, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. Losing is losing. You lose. Yo, listen, that's cool. I'm so happy that y'all won the game. And I don't even know. I mean, that shit just popped up on me. I seen them. I was at the barbershop. I don't even like watching football. But, listen, I don't even like watching football. Right? And I'm sitting in the barbershop, and in the barbershop I got to watch it because I'm able to go. I go on Imani, and me and Cleve was sitting up in there, and I watched the Cleveland Browns basically throw a game. The whole game was lost because one individual I guess he still had held on to a curse. How the fuck can you make it through high school as a kicker, through college as a kicker, become a professional kicker, and your team loses because you don't miss one field goal, you miss about 3. And I'm sitting up here like, if this shit don't illustrate what's going on with black folks in America, I don't know what getting ass kicked. You're
like, hey, you know what? I wasn't planning on them using me till later on in the season. Yeah. I got this one kick. Look. I got this one kick I've been working on, all right? But, because, listen, I've been taking capoeira, all right? But y'all ain't ready for it yet because, first of all, I can do it with my equipment off, all right? I can do it with my equipment off, but y'all just got to wait to see what – just let me stay on the team until I get it.
Till I get it right. I just need to get it right. So when you sing that song,
but that one moment,
when you sing that song, I said when you sing that song, it reminds me about, in a sense, my pledge. You know what I'm saying? That is a death song to me. Death, and I know some people be like, that shit is crazy. Yeah, I have a love affair with death. Yes, I love my wife. I have other people that I love around me, but I have a love affair with death. I've been courting death for a very long time. And she is sexy, let me say, she is sexy as fuck. Y'all don't even understand why, because you scared. You won't even look death. I've been there. I seen her. For me. What she was for me. And a lot of you motherfuckers, because these people done got in your mind and got you thinking that it's all messed up and it's all cold and stuff like that, you won't approach it. But I will. You know what I'm saying? And I will. I'm sorry. But
even in life, man, blood sacrifice is part of real life.
Blood sacrifice is very real.
No, I don't.
It's very real.
Blood sacrifice is a part of real life.
It's real life. Really, what other type of sacrifice is there? See, because even when back in the day when we used to give alcohol, we was giving blood. You know what I'm saying? Because alcohol, then you couldn't come by it easy. A libation, when you actually poured back in the day, you was giving blood. You was giving somebody's life, because if you poured water at that point in time, eventually y'all was going to need that water because you didn't have a system that provided you water. So actually, whenever you pour a libation or whenever you salute a being that's not there, that you're doing it for something bigger than you, you were sacrificing life. Right now, we the only people in history right now where we can actually do a libation or we can actually give something that really don't mean nothing to us. So that's why the sacrifice is not, that's why it's not real. When we pour libation to our ancestors. This is why we got to get up early in the morning and do the daily toast on 5 days of the week, because we have to make it a sacrifice. This is why we making our own stuff, because I got to sacrifice time. It's a real sacrifice for me to sit up here and drink this ambrosia that I can actually get out here and sell, knowing that my family is struggling.
You know the sad thing is?
Go ahead.
And this is going full circle, man. How sad it is that for as long as America has been killing black boys, we have been the most sacrificial lamb for this country.
Dude, listen, do you not understand that capitalism is built on a spiritual system of sacrifice? See, we only look at the money, but what is money? Money is a currency. It's an energy that flows just like spirit. Spirit is energy. It flows. And how does it flow? It flows towards what's being sacrificed. And our bodies have been the sacrifice for capitalism for a very long time. But we don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with the fact that we have been the sacrificial lamb for America's greatness. They had to give something. They didn't want to get their own, so they gave us. Hey, you know, that's just, you know, that's nothing. But back to the Gye-Nyame house. Wait, time out.
Let me finish that thought, because this is going back to the beginning of the conversation, is that the way that you see the family pyramid, the major difference between the tree and the pyramid is that the pyramid shows exponential
growth.
Not from a plane, but the levels, which are exponential, which means that it increases in height.
Right.
Right. Now, the piece is that when you look at the murder rate of black males, I'm gonna just say it like that, from birth on, if we make it out the womb, you know what I mean? If we make it beyond whatever kills us in the womb, we get out here, and if we survive the poison they put in our veins, we get out here. If we survive the foods that and the toxins that we are eating and consuming for our own sustenance, if we get it out of that part and get our driver's license, I'm saying, how many of us passed away before we could even scribe our name? For our names to go down. And I think that there should be a special acknowledgement for them, Hatem. I'm not saying it's your show, but I'm saying that those nameless, that will bring that number up exponentially. Those, I mean, is there a space for them? Is there a space to acknowledge
those individuals that would be, they will come with you? Because, like I said, I got my family line on there. You got yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The black signal is out there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I ask people for is to do that, because we would cut a majority of this conversation so that we could go on and salute these ancestors, because that's how real it is for us. You know what I'm saying? We got time to talk right now because we only got so many ancestors. If my ancestor list build up, I won't have time. I will have to do another show to make sure that I'm able to make sure that we will be able to just read the names of the ancestors that we provide. Those names will have to be provided for the list by the family members that's doing them. that is part of all of our relations. When we see, actually, all of our relations not only covers those that we know, those things that we know, it also covers those that we don't know. This is why I go into the joke about how, you know what I'm saying? Because when,
right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because when I say all my relations, I say the 2-legged, the 4-legged, the 3-legged. Somebody said, well, that don't include the 4 and the fauna. And then you came on and said, what about the spiders? What about the arachnids? And then somebody said, what about the gummy worm? You know what I'm saying? So, it's funny, but the truth of the matter is, when we say all our relations, we're talking about all of our relations. That's one of the most, see, other than our personal ancestors, that's one of the most overlooked pieces in libations, because that talks about everything that we are connected to. Everything. Known and unknown. Seen and unseen. All of our relations. And they get that energy burst when we do that. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of spiritual currency that we are not collecting on. And then on top of that, we got a lot of physical issues that we're not dealing with at this point in time, because the border is a physical issue. Borders. As a people. What is our motherfucking borders? What is the limit of what we can do? And then also, let me hit on this. It's just some shit that we cannot allow to happen within our community. It's just some shit that when you do that shit, you can no longer function around us. That shit is unacceptable. And either you need to disappear or we will disappear you. You see what I'm saying? We are the only people that basically turn over all our problems to somebody else. And you're not a people if you don't deal with your own shit. You're not a culture if you don't deal with your own shit. If other people got to come in and clean up your shit, it's not your culture, it's theirs. So I have a question, black people. Are we practicing our culture or are we practicing theirs? Because if we depend on them to police and to clean up our shit, is it our culture or is it theirs? But hey, I'm kind of hyped up right now. I need to calm down. It ain't even 12 o'clock in the afternoon yet on a, I almost said it, on a Kuumba day. Right? A day of creativity. And we've been very creative. Shaka has unleashed one of my favorite songs, and I thank him for that. I thank Brother Kwame for being on the line. I thank Sister Cynthia for being on the line. Sister Roni, Sister CeeLo. Tomorrow on Imani at 10 a.m. we have comedic yoga going on at Gore Insurance. We have also, unfortunately, at 10 a.m. we got those two things going on. We got the Divine Conversations going on APDS. At 7 a.m. we got the Raw Rising at the Franklin Park Conservatory. And I'm waiting for these flyers so I can go and send it out. On the 6th of October, hold on, let me go back. Shouts out, because I know who that was piloting Gye-Nyame. Shouts out to Sister Navita Nelson. On October 6th at 3 p.m., we got Dark Girls that we're going to be showing at Millennium Community School. Funds go to Gye-Nyame Journey to fund various events, supplies for the children we work with, and needing a van for mass children transport, for mass community transport. So we need a van. We need more than one van. But we're going to start with one van. And then, like I said, I believe in building one step at a time. Shaka, you got some closing word for the people?
No, I think they heard enough from me today. If somebody got a question.
Oh, by the way, back to the paper route. Part of the idea when Gye-Nyame House was popping off, I had a lot of, they were too old to be in foster care, but too young to really be on their own. I know that sounds crazy. So I had to come up with ways to try to employ them. So one of the things that I launched was we started a paper route, and it worked for a little bit, but then of course, other shit started to happen, and other things became more important in a young person's life. But I couldn't understand why other things took precedence over where you stay or where you live. You understand, family? And that's some culturally inappropriate shit that I have figured out, or at least have worked through, to be able to get people to start understanding when we do stuff like this, that there's some shit you do culturally and there's some shit that you just don't do. And a lot of our young people don't understand that. All right? And we got to be there to teach them that shit. It ain't their fault. It's our fault they don't know that. But all right, this is Gye-Nyame Journey. I want to thank y'all for taking the time. And of course, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty, and this is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simba production. And of course, this has been a daily toast. Strive to blow up your old paradigms, and we are